everybody, it's more quarantine cooking with Carolyn. So I'm trying to show you guys some recipes that you can get on the table quick and easily while we are all in quarantine. So today what we're going to do is make a frittata. Now all a frittata is basically, in a nutshell, it's a quiche without the crust, okay? I have a friend who loves quiche, but she picks off most of the crust. So this is perfect for her, and this is a great meal. It's great for a light dinner. It's great for lunch. And if you have any leftovers, you can also eat it for breakfast. So it's really a great thing. And another great thing about a frittata is that you can use anything that you've got left in your fridge. As long as you have some eggs, you're good. And I'll show you in a minute what I'm using. Now the only special equipment, if you want to call it that you need for a frittata is an oven-safe pan. If you have a cast iron pan, that's great, but anything as long as it is oven-safe, okay, that the handle can go in the oven, okay? So the first thing you want to do is take your pan and spray it with a little non-stick spray, okay? And you want to put that on the heat, on medium heat, to warm up while we get the eggs ready, okay? Now, I am going to start, in this bowl, right now I have 3 eggs, soon to be 4, and what I recommend when cracking eggs is that you crack them on the counter or on your board, not on the rim of the bowl, which is, I know how every baking show, you know, you grew up with ever showed how to do. This keeps most of the eggshell, hopefully all of the eggshell, out of the bowl. Now, you can do this recipe with 5 whole eggs if you'd like, or you can do it with 5 whole eggs and 2 egg whites if you want to cut back a little bit on all the egg yolks and the fat that are in the egg yolks. I like using the refrigerated liquid egg whites, but you can also just separate a couple of eggs if you want to do it that way. But like I said, I'm using the refrigerated egg whites. And I am just going to beat those a little bit in the pan, or in the bowl rather. Now, if you like quiche, and you want to make this into a quiche, you can do that too. What I recommend is getting a couple of these frozen pie crusts, okay? And you can buy these in the freezer section in the grocery store. But I do recommend that you pre-bake these a little bit for about maybe 10 minutes or so, according to the package directions, okay? But we're gonna make a frittata today without that, okay? Now, what I had left in my refrigerator was I had some bell pepper, I had a little bit of tomato, and I didn't have very much. I had some green onions, and I had some ham. And this is just regular old deli ham. It's nothing fancy at all. And I'm going to mix that up. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt because it's got ham in there. It might be salty. I can always add more later. And I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. Okay? And I'm going to mix that up just like that. You can see how fast this is coming together. Okay, give it a good mix. And now I'm going to put this in the preheated pan, just like so. Okay, and I'm going to use my rubber spatula to get all of that out of there. Okay, and we're going to want to let this set up for about 5 minutes. Okay, so it has been about 5 minutes, and I am just going to tip this up. Hopefully you can see how the edges of the frittata are starting to set up. Okay, now I want to correct something I said earlier. And that is, I said you could make the frittata with 5 whole eggs, or you could make it with 5 whole eggs and 2 egg whites. And what I meant to say was that you could make this with 4 whole eggs and 2 egg whites to bring down the fat content a little bit. Okay, so I wanted just to correct that. Now, as I said, you can see the edges are starting to set up here. Okay. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna top it with a little cheese and we're gonna put it in the oven. Now, again, the beauty of the frittata, you can put anything in it you want. If you have Swiss, if you have American, if you have jack cheese, whatever you've got, about a half a cup. I'm using Parmesan because that's what I have in my fridge right now. And so I'm gonna put that on just like that. And we're gonna turn this off. And we're gonna put this in the oven, just like so, for about 5 or 6 minutes. So it's been about 5 minutes and we're gonna check on our frittata and it's looking pretty good. So here we go. And this is what it should look like. It should puff up a little bit. Okay, and you're gonna wanna let this cool in the pan for a minute or two before you cut it. Now, if you're having this frittata for dinner, you could, at this point, you could add some frozen vegetables. You could roast some asparagus while you've got this in the oven. That takes about 5 minutes. You could also add a baked potato if you wanted and really make more of a meal out of it. If you're having it for lunch, you could add just a nice little simple side salad. And if you're eating the leftovers for breakfast, you could add some fresh fruit. You could add an English muffin. You could add some bacon, would make it great. So as you can see, even if you're making this for 1 or 2 people, the leftovers are more than likely going to be eaten, okay? Because it is just so versatile. Thanks for watching my videos and I really love your feedback. Thanks again.